Okay, I'll get started by thanking Kroger. I appreciate what you do for our school, our community, and this rivalry, and looking forward to a big game here this week. Proud of our team and the way we played this past week, and looking forward to another week here this week, trying to finish it off.
Questions?
Mark, is there any difference, preparing for Louisville with a different coach than they had most of the season?
Not really. No, they did what they did this past week. Obviously, play caller's different, but they still stuck with their offense.
Is there anything different you do since they're having such a terrible season to keep your team mentally focused with everything that's going on there?
No, in a rivalry game, you could throw the records out the window. We're worried about ourselves and playing the best football we can. Just finishing. Like I said, I felt like our team played with the sense of urgency this past week that we're striving for. I really liked the way we got out of the gates and started fast and really played with a great sense of urgency. We're looking to do the same thing here this week. It's about us and the way we play, and we know what they're capable of and how Louisville can play, and they've shown signs of that this year.
Yes, sir. Saturday was pretty emotional. Josh playing senior day.
Yeah.
How did y'all keep the emotions in check, and how do you do that in a rivalry game on Saturday?
Well, we need to make sure we do that. It is easy, to think about that, with the seniors, it was hard for me. But as I told them last week, I didn't really want to address it because I had my eyes on this week, and finishing out. So that was very important to me because if I did stop, they were teasing me because they said, "Coach, you're gonna get all sappy and cry on us or whatever," and I had to play it off because if I really thought about it, I could, because those guys mean that much to me, and they are a special group. But I really didn't want to get swept up with it last week, with again knowing we had a big week here this week, and so it is. A lot going on, with Thanksgiving, and we do appreciate, these seniors and Josh coming back and playing, and a lot of good things happening. So, but we just have to focus on, being disciplined and doing the things that have put us in a position to be successful this year. You're good.
You've been here for a while now. You've seen these senior classes come and go. But this senior class, I would imagine, is much more special because of what they went through, because of what they've accomplished. So how hard is it for you to let this particular class go as opposed to the ones you had before? And no disrespect to those guys.
No, of course not. They've all been, really good kids and guys, fun to work with, and we appreciate them all. And I'm very close with some of the old ones. I can't get them out. They're like my kids now. They're just hanging around, but this group, it definitely is special, and because every one of them, if you look at that group top to bottom, they've all contributed. All 16 guys we recognized Saturday were significant for not only this year but for years, and so we really have a lot of respect for them and appreciate what they've done.
Has this year been more? Have you coached any other team like this where there's been so many emotional moments? Josh and John to Marco.
Yeah.
It seems like every week there's something new.
Yeah, I can't say I have, been a part of anything as emotional as this. I mean, you can't, expect some of the things that have happened to us happen, but, the only thing we're here to do is support the people that are directly involved in any way we could. So it's never about us or me. It's about them and their families and what they're going through in any way we can support them. And I'm proud of our team for rallying on a lot of different ways to many different people, and they do. Our team does a lot of good things, and that's what I appreciate about them.
Mark, back to the game last week in Middle Tennessee. How challenging was it for you guys to come out the way you came out and then pull it off?
Well, they presented a really good challenge with Coach Stockstill and Tony Franklin both being from Kentucky. Believe me, they unloaded a playbook on us, and we're a ton of deception and and just really a lot of plays that you can't necessarily always prepare for. After viewing the tape, I was very proud of our players because we really were on point, and the guys were very physical and competitive and really doing some good things. There's always things we'll do better, but I was kind of aggravated after the game with some long drives, and I'm still aggravated, but a lot of it was a lot of trick stuff, and but overall our guys handled it pretty well. We got the big pick 6 on trick play, and they got some aggravating yards, but we have some big stops. And I really like the mentality and the physicality of our team on both sides of the ball Saturday. So it was a good victory.
In preparing, did you look at the game against Georgia and the Vanderbilt?
Yeah, of course we look at everything, and in particular how he attacks Power Fives. But there was some unique stuff for us in there as well.
So they didn't show you anything?
Not all that, no.
How did
7 linemen to one side? No. Yeah. So they had 7 linemen to one side. They didn't show all that. Whatever it was.
When you went back to film, how did Pascal play, considering it was his first game out in a long time?
He did a good job. He really did. He's, as I mentioned after the game, with playing him at the jack because we needed him. We were really thin, but obviously I was joking with him throughout the week. I said I wouldn't have had you gain all that weight if we were going to play you back there at jack. So he looked a little funny at that weight, standing up on his feet, but he can do it. As you know, he's really athletic. And just getting back playing football, for Josh, with the injury that he had, the lifting and some of the conditioning he can do, like in a pool and on a bike, but on his feet, because that, the surgery was on the bottom of his foot, that is hard. And then you put a 280-pound man up there playing jack, playing in coverage and doing those things. It's not easy, because you guys have heard me talk about that for a long time. And, Josh Allen makes it look easy at 260, but that's uncommon. And so Josh did some good things, and he'd be the first one to tell you, as he gets on his feet, he'll get better and better with every opportunity, every practice. I noticed it last week between Tuesday and Wednesday's practice, his comfort level.
How many reps did he play? Is he going to get more or less moving forward?
I don't know what he played. I want to say, I can't remember exactly. I want to say in the neighborhood of 18 plays, somewhere in there. And we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how he is this week and what he can do to contribute. But yeah, he'll be in there playing.
Will you keep him at jack moving forward for this season at least, or are you going to play him?
Just for this season, yeah, just for this season.
Is it Jordan Wright right now?
Yeah, Jordan should be coming back here this week. He's been a little bit iffy with a minor knee injury, but he should be back.
And Tynier will be back?
Yes, he will.
Mark, you mentioned this being a rivalry game, but what do you expect out of Louisville, who really doesn't have a lot to play for right now?
Well, again, we're worried about us, but Louisville is going to do what they do on both sides of the ball. They're not going to reinvent the wheel in the last week. They're going to play the system that they play, and they're going to play hard. You see it in every game that they've played. They play hard and they play aggressive, and and then some big plays or some trick plays and things like that have got them out of their comfort zone as well. So we just worry about us and our execution and playing a disciplined football game. They beat us last time here. I wasn't very proud of that effort a year ago, and we're looking to just improve, and we have a lot to play for. We got our 8th victory this past week and trying to play for 9. So that's our concentration on obviously preparing for them, but control the things we can control, and that's us and how we play.
In a situation where coaches fired mid-season, do you feel like that's something that can light a fire under a team like Louisville to play hard for their interim coach the rest of the way?
Sure, I would think so. I don't know. I mean, I'm not there, but I've seen examples of that in the past. Yes.
Mark, you mentioned the emotions.
They've overrun in this game a couple of times. What will you do to try to make sure you get your team there with an edge, but not?
Yeah, I think that's always a fine line, and that's where we're our guys have been around. They've been through this rivalry, and those 16 guys that I mentioned, they've been through it a few times, and so they've got to keep that in mind, and again play discipline. We always have to play with that edge and that mentality and play physical, but we have to play disciplined football.
Mark, there are those who are not particularly happy because Petrino's not going to be coaching. They would love for him to be on the sideline when you guys play, figuring that you guys are the heavy favorites to win. So what would you want to say to the fan base and others who are pretty much upset that they don't get a chance to attack Louisville with Petrino on the sideline?
That doesn't do me no good to comment on that. I always answer things. It is what it is. Hypotheticals, I really don't. I can't win in those situations.
How do you think your offensive line played Saturday, and how do you play and tackle?
Yeah, Darian did a really good job. I was very pleased with Darian. We're excited about him. He's versatile. He could play a lot of different positions. We were unsure if he could play left, and he really did. He did a good job, and so Darian is doing well. And overall, the offensive line played good. I thought we got back to being very physical. They had a mentality about them. We gave up a few things here and there. They did a lot. They did a lot of different twists and pressures, and we knew that going into the game that there would be a bit of feast or famine in there, and they created a few negative yardage plays at critical moments, to their credit, and but our offensive line for the most part did a really good job of picking up a lot of their movements and stunts.
On the recruiting side of this rivalry, is recruiting the city of Louisville any different than recruiting the rest of the state as a whole?
Yeah, I definitely think it is. It is. It's year to year where all the players are in state, and but it's definitely different.
What most concerns you right now about Louisville other than just playing?
Again, Lonnie, I really, I can't concern myself with Louisville other than preparing for the plays, and preparing for their schemes, but I have to get my team right and our team right, and and that we have the right mentality and have a great week of preparation.
What is your assessment of how Jordan Jones has carried himself since this time last year, this game?
Yeah, that's, as I mentioned, it's always week to week now with him. But I always tell you, you got every 7 days to prove yourself around here. So, but Jordan's the same way. So I have a few conversations with him weekly, but I am very proud of him. He's, because I mentioned it, but that wasn't a very good moment, for any of us. And but we've all learned from it, and that's where it's not. Sometimes it's a lot easier on me to just say, hey, dismiss somebody. Everybody thinks that's tough and that's discipline. No, that's the easy thing to do. The hard thing to do is to continue to work with him every day and help him and not give up on him and not quit on him. So very pleased with his effort.
How can you balance playing with an edge versus going overboard in a rivalry game like this?
Yeah, I think again, I think a big piece of that is emotion will only go so far. How emotional are we going to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday when we're prepping for us and how we play? And that's where you can't turn it on Saturday. You got to have the edge and the attitude all week. And it's the end of the year, and our players are beat up and put a lot into it and all that, but they have to find that balance of the proper preparation. And I think with it helps with experienced teams. Sometimes younger guys, it's too emotional, and that's only going to carry you so far. So we'll talk a lot about that here this week, throughout the week.
Mark, your fans have shown up on the road pretty impressively all year long. They always seem to find their way into this one. What are you expecting on Saturday?
We'd love to see them. Absolutely. It seems like we have a great nucleus that's with us at home or away, and we'd love to see those folks on the road as well. Again, thank you to Kroger. I appreciate what you do. We have a great relationship with you. I personally get my coffee there, and thanks for what you do for the rivalry and for the communities and for our state. So appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Any other questions, Coach?
Mark, before this game, you guys were 5 for 5 in this game in the red zone. Before this game, you guys were really sort of struggling there. It's been really good the last few years. Can you pinpoint things that you'd like that needed to change in the red zone for you guys?
Well, I think a lot of it is you can't get behind the chains again. Play here, play there, and a big piece of it for us, as you know, is the physical piece of it. And obviously, Terry made a nice play, ad-libbing and scrambling and throwing it to CJ there. But a big piece of that is just when we're on track physically, that helps us in the red zone. In some of those games where we weren't, that's when we were struggling in general. It still gets down to, I think we netted to 209, but, I want to say we rushed it when we were handing it off for 230, 240, and, that's going to be a successful day. And so it kind of correlates there.
Mark, where has Terry made the biggest improvement from start to now?
Well, he's just been more efficient, and the completion percentage is up because he's decisive with where he's going with the ball and when, and making quicker decisions with that. And we were on track in this game. We were able to be balanced. It wasn't just him throwing the ball or just running it. We had some balance, and we only had 9 possessions. Like I said, really, the aggravating piece of that was us defensively didn't give the offense enough opportunities. They had it for almost 34 minutes, I think, and too many long drives. And so when our offense only gets 9 possessions, they scored on 5 of them. And so we gotta. That's where team football comes in. When at one point when the game got close, the defense gave up a long drive and the offense went 3 and out in the next possession. That we can't do, and nor could the defense give up an 11-play drive for a touchdown. So, go on.
Throwing that ball to Conrad 3 or 4 games ago.
I'm not sure. I think I think early in the year he ad-libbed a little bit and it bit him, and so maybe he got a little bit conservative. But as he gets comfortable and sees the field, he'll make good decisions, and let him be him and let him have confidence to make some plays.
Mark, you went back to Miles Butler. Was he keeping better in practice, or did it have anything to do with trying to save chances?
It had a little to do with both. Yeah, it really did. Like I told you earlier, if it was, if Chance was just knocking it out of the park, then we would roll with him. And Chance was struggling a little bit, and so Miles came in and did a really good job for us. And as you know, he had a really critical kick for us late in that game with a lot of pressure on him, and it says a lot about him on senior day. And and I had confidence in him because he's been successful, but then earlier in the year when he struggled a little bit, we put in Chance and he did a good job, and that's the nice thing about a team. You have other guys to rely on, and each of them has stepped up a bit. So we'll see how it goes this week.
Mark, if you look at pictures of Josh Allen from when he was a freshman to what he looks like today, it's night and day. Is there a definitive time you could look back and say he has the potential that you thought in your mind he has the potential to be a special player, and are there any players you got coming up that potentially has that potential for same success?
Yeah, early on, I mentioned it, is right away we knew we had a good player in Josh. Even at the weight he was at and how long he was and his versatility early on, we knew he was going to be a good player. And that's when we reached out to his high school coach and just said, thanks, Josh is going to be all right. He's going to be good. And so, to this extent, I didn't know that, but I knew he had a lot of potential, and you saw him getting better. Anybody that has that athletic ability and the work ethic and all the intangibles that he has, he's really developed himself into the player that he is. He's put in the work, and I think our coaches gave him good medicine, but he's taken it and really worked extremely hard. So appreciate him and what he's done. And I think that's with our team, there's always examples of that. Whether they go on to be a first-round draft pick, I don't know, but there's definitely some good talent here, and some of our younger guys, and you could see, a lot of those guys watching him, and just guys that play with him every day just because of the linebacking position. But you look at DeAndre and Chris, and those guys are, both very raw but very athletic guys, and have good frames on them as well.
Who's benefited the most from watching Conrad, Edwards, and Josh? Which player would you say just benefited most? Who have they rubbed off on?
That's hard to say. I don't know. I think, in general, I think all of them have made a great impact on this program, and certainly on a lot of our players on our team. And so, who individually, it'd be really hard for me to say.
All right, folks, thank you very much.
Thank you.